Good afternoon. We are breaking for lunch. Our schedule for this morning changed a little bit. I'm going to offer just a quick update and more details later. But the big news, regionalization is rolling forward. The Standing Committee on Central Conferences received petitions. There are 8 petitions that are part of the whole group of petitions for regionalization under the Standing Committee on Central Conferences plan. 4 of those were on the consent calendar. We received it yesterday morning. None of those were pulled off the consent calendar. And so the consent calendar in 2 sections, because it's in 2 sections because of rules for how different things are listed on the consent calendar. Both of those sections, nothing was pulled off by 3 p.m. Yesterday. So that meant that those 4 of the 8 petitions just received an up and down vote this morning. And those consent calendars were approved by wide margins, like in the 90s, as many consent calendars are. So for some, it was surprising that there wasn't even enough organized opposition to regionalization to pull things off the consent calendar. There was a 5th item. So again, 5 of 8. That was one of the Standing Committee calendared items. Now there are kind of 2 issues. First, the reason that couldn't be on the consent calendar was because it included constitutional amendments. And our rules say that we can't just consent calendar changes to the Constitution. Also, changes to the constitutional amendments require a 2/3 majority. So we knew we'd have to vote on that. The morning was kind of going on. We were supposed to break at 10:30 and move into a break and then legislative committees. We ended up suspending the rules to move into to continue our plenary to try to get to that 5th, that constitutional amendment piece that had already come through the Standing Committee on Central Conferences. Took some time to get there, but in the end, that 5th petition was approved by 78.13%. So we only needed 2/3, so 66.667%. We got 78.13%. And so that is a very healthy margin. We've got 3 more pieces that are part of that Central Conference Standing Committee on Central Conference plan. And so we're going to be going into legislative committees. We'll receive those, but that's very encouraging on regionalization as we move forward. So again, that's a quick summary. Just so you have those updates. I'll give a fuller update when I have a chance. We're going to be going to lunch quick so that we can get into our legislative committees. So wonderful news for regionalization. I'll see you again later. Have a wonderful afternoon. We